You can see the tiny larvae crawling around on the old coffee pad. The climate in the drawer should be wet enough now for the larvae to thrive.
Hiedalle.
Today's mission: compost bedding for black soldier fly larvae. The Aquaponics Composter Module is ready for this season, and there will be black soldier fly larvae soon. The larvae are tiny when they hatch. Find a way to keep them in the top drawer. Tip: there should be some usable material in this space. Okay, let's see. Last time Conrad installed an inflow into the secondary IBC fish tank and opened its drain valve to integrate it into the aquaponic water cycle. In the meantime, some black soldier flies emerged and are flying around in the rearing cage. Some of them could be spotted mating as well. This means there will be eggs soon, and therefore larvae. We need to put some kind of media into the drawers for the larvae to crawl through. I think this dustpan will help putting it in place. Let's go. Okay, so the new mesh floor of the drawers installed in episode 16 of this series has more holes than the previous drilling holes, but they are smaller, which means only the tiny larvae can wander into the lower drawers. To limit this, we need to put some kind of bedding into the top drawer, which keeps the larvae in the bedding until they are too big to fit through the mesh. There used to be leftover soil or frass from the larvae, which I put into the lower drawers to be further consumed by worms. I suppose cocos fiber would work very well, but there is none left in the space, and before I order some, we could use something we have available. Sawdust comes to mind, which we have plenty of here in the space, and it should work fine as bedding for the larvae. If some dust gets washed into the lower drawers, the worms will feed on it, and if it ends up in the system, it will be fine as well, since it's organic anyway. I prepared a box with some sawdust off camera, which we can just shovel into the upper drawer. There is some compost material like an apple already in the drawer, but other than that the drawer is empty. We can just cover up the compost which is already there. I put in a few shovels of sawdust to cover the mesh entirely. Now, to prevent the tiny larvae from drying off and sticking to the dust, we just wet the wooden dust with this water sprayer until it's evenly wet. The larvae will find the food even if it's buried a bit. They will move the food around the bin anyway once they are a bit larger and increase in numbers. The wood will also absorb some of the liquid, which will make it expand a bit, not as much as the cocos soil though. I do not feed very wet material to the larvae, but if there is some liquid in the material, wood will help absorb it. You can see the tiny larvae crawling around on the old coffee pad. The climate in the drawer should be wet enough now for the larvae to thrive and to crawl to the food source scattered around the drawer. This concludes today's mission. Subscribe for the next episode and leave some feedback in the comments below. You could also check out this video.
Or if it's your birthday, maybe this one.
Hiedalle.